In today's video, we're going to talk about the Mets' young third baseman, Baty, who's been with the Mets for the last week and a half. And he's been playing in lieu of the fact that Luis Guillorme's been on the injured list, as well as Eduardo Escobar. And we're going to talk about whether the Mets are going to send him back to Syracuse when Eduardo Escobar returns. So if you like this kind of a video, please subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, here we go. Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, the Hut, and of course, please subscribe, as I said before, and like the video. So we're going to talk about Baty, who has come up with a lot of fanfare. He's one of the top prospects in Major League Baseball. On MLB.com, he's number 18. He's the second best third baseman in terms of prospects in the minor leagues, behind the Cardinals' third base prospect, Jordan Walker. Prior to the season, he was number 1. We've had a chance to watch him a little bit in the first 9 games. He had the first big game here in his first at bat, where he hit the 3-run home run down in Atlanta. But the other games have not been good. Now overall, his numbers, he is 5 for 31 to start his career, which is a 161 batting average. I'm not going to get into the numbers. If you look at it on the surface, they're not great. I would mention that he only played 6 games in AAA. So the Mets were kind of hamstrung. We're calling somebody up in this situation. They didn't have anybody really. They did not feel confident enough to play Mark Vientos, the other Met third base prospect that they have. So they decided to call Baty. So far, from what I have seen, he needs a little work. I mean, he might not be ready for the major leagues. But his defense has picked up. Because they said his defense was a little bit behind his bat. I felt that some of the defensive plays that he has made over the first half of those games, the first 4 or 5 games, weren't very good. But you could see the confidence is building a little bit more. And he's gotten much better. And he's less tentative in making his throws. He made a very good play the other day along the screen at Yankee Stadium. So he's played some big games. I mean, if you think about it, since he's been here, he played against the Yankees, played against the Braves. So he's gotten his feet warm. And the Mets really threw him in the deep end of the pool. Played in Philadelphia. And these are big places to play in, and they felt pretty confident to give him a shot. So now here's the question. The Mets' 2 third basemen that they've had, the 2 infielders that have been on this team most of the year, Luis Guillorme, who's been out with a groin injury, and Eduardo Escobar, who's been the primary third baseman, has been out with an oblique, a lat, or whatever it is. And now they're going to be coming back soon. They said, and I was reading earlier through different tweets and reports, that Escobar can be back and should be back without a hitch tomorrow when the Mets play the Rockies. He's playing in Brooklyn tonight for the Cyclones. He played last night, and he went 2 for 4 in a game for the Cyclones. But, I mean, the Mets are going to have a bit of a roster crunch between now and September 1st. September 1st, the rosters go to 26 to 28. So really, we got to sort of ask ourselves this. Where are the Mets going to go here? Are they going to get rid of their third catcher, Michael Perez? Well, I don't think so, because they kind of made him, he has a major league contract. It could be this guy they picked up off of waivers, Wilmer Sanchez, who's more of a defensive guy. He's not really a bat. He's got some power. Or they send down Baty. Now, what do you think they're going to do? You let me know what you think they're going to do in the comments section of this video. So now we've seen him a little bit. We know that from Keith Hernandez, he's raving about his swing. He's got a nice swing. I've been trying to figure out who's a good comparison to him. I've heard Michael Conforto, but nah, it's not. You know, he's a little bit different. He kind of has a little bit of John Olerud in him, and that he's very quiet at the plate. Olerud, if you're old enough to remember Olerud was very quiet when he would stand up at the plate, and Baty's very much like that. I doubt he'll be anything like Olerud as a hitter. Olerud was a great hitter. He's one of these hitters that's a great hitter that doesn't make the Hall of Fame. But Baty has similar characteristics to John Olerud. He does hit lefties well. I think Baty will hit lefties well because he's gotten a couple hits against lefties in his first 31 at bats. So he doesn't seem too overwhelmed by the pitching. I don't feel like he seems to be out of sorts when he's up against the lefty. I guess in his first at bat against the lefty, hit the ball like 113 miles an hour to make an out at shortstop. So he doesn't seem overwhelmed over the first 9 games. It just seems that maybe the speed of the game on the field, he has to make that adjustment. If you watch SNY a lot, they've been having the Mets' former manager, Terry Collins, on a lot. He had been talking about the biggest adjustment that young players have to make when they come up to the big leagues is the speed of the game. And I've been watching Baty and seeing how he has reacted on the field. His reactions have been very slow, especially in the field, making plays on the field. That he's taken longer to throw the ball to second, taken longer to throw the ball to first. Obviously, in the big leagues, the players are faster and they're stronger, and they move a lot quicker than they do in Double A. And again, he only played 6 games in Triple A. So he's been a very interesting. Don't you just love watching young players play? I mean, they really are fun to watch because then you get to see their development. I want to know what the Mets are going to do. It's going to be a very interesting decision they'll have to make in a couple of days, either tomorrow or next week. And of course, Mark Vientos is out there. He is killing the baseball down in AAA himself. But because of the fact that his positional future is not great, he might be a future DH or first baseman. And really, they don't need a first baseman with Pete Alonso here. Hopefully long term. But with Baty, he is very athletic. They have said that he's athletic. I think they'll probably move him around a little bit, maybe a little bit of left field in the future, primarily at third base. I was very surprised to read and for them to talk about the fact that he was a little weak defensively at third base. Because the rumor was that he was very strong at third base over the last few years. That he had a very good year defensively last year, but he might have taken a step back defensively this year. I don't know. But I know that I did read a lot of stuff that he was very good defensively. I know they like him in left field. That I do know. And he's made some really good plays defensively in left field. I think he threw out a runner about 2 weeks ago from left field. So he has an ability to play other positions at a high level. Whether he can play in terms of how he reacts to the ball hit to him, how his hands are and getting the ball, his arm looks strong enough to throw to third, from third to first. So he seems to be a player that I think long term, I need to see him more. Okay, for me the jury's still out. He does hit the ball hard against a lefty, so he hangs in there. But I want to see him more. It's a shame we're getting closer to the end of the season now, and the Mets are in this fight for the division. But I would really like to have more time to watch him. It's a shame they're going to have. It's not a shame. It's great. It's great that the Mets will have to. They're still going to push to win the division. Still push to win 100 games. But the shame part will be the fact that they're going to have a tough time figuring out where to put him playing time. The rumor was today that they were going to use Eduardo Escobar as a utility guy, and I guess play Baty every day. That they would move because Escobar can play a little short. He could play second. He could play third. He's got a lot of versatility on the inside and a little bit of first. So they have some versatility with Escobar. I really like Escobar. I know that his numbers don't really speak well of his season, but I think that he will have big hits as we get later into the season. Hopefully, a long postseason. I think he's going to be very important for us as Met fans and as a team. It's going to be. I think he's going to be very good. I got a lot of respect for him because it seems like everybody respects him. He's a real pro's pro. So I really like the way he carries himself on the field. I like the way he interacts with his teammates, the way he interacts with us as fans. So he's a real professional, and I'm really happy that they signed him, even though he's having a down year for him. But I expect big things from him in September and October. So, and hopefully you do too. And hopefully you expect big things from this channel. And I want to thank you for watching this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. Leave comments in the comment section. Smash that like button. The more likes you give me, boys and girls, and all you furry little creatures out there, the better it helps the channel. So thank you. Have a good day, and I'll see you later.